If you're not a fan of the Howard Stern Show, then this video probably won't make much sense. But if you are familiar with his show, you'll know that Eric the actor was the king of the whack pack. And in this video, I'm gonna explain why I try to do a little tribute to him on most of my newer videos anyway. Eric Lynch, aka Eric the Midget, and when that became politically incorrect, he became known as Eric the Actor, was born in San Pablo, California in 1975, which freaks me out that he's dead now because we were born in the same year. But I got to at least be close to him one time when there was a show in Sacramento with a lot of the Howard Stern Show people. And when Jim Florentine came to my work one time, I was wondering if he saw Eric the Actor because he lived in that city. But it was always Howard's dream to have a little person fly around the room with balloons. And it almost sounded like Eric was gonna agree to do that, but then he backed out. He was a funny little guy. He loved meeting people who were famous, and if you had big boobs, that was a bonus for him. He claimed to not be a whack packer, but in my opinion, he was the king. He became Derek from Texas when Howard banned him. He was a little diva who loved Pepsi, wrestling, acting, American Idol, women with big breasts, the Oakland A's, and all the attention that came with being a quote-unquote celebrity. He's buried in Oakmont Memorial Park and Mortuary in California, and people often leave bottles and cans of Pepsi for him. This is the day he met Natalie Maines. I couldn't find a picture of his book, but he's also an author. He wrote a book called Dougie the Puggy. He stood just over 3 feet tall, and he did have dwarfism, and he famously explained to everyone on the show that he was club-footed, if you know what I mean. Some of his best quotes were, "You know what to do. You know what to do." When there was a guy who called into the show, and Eric thought he was lying about how they had to build a ramp in his old school, and it made things worse. Can you believe this guy had a threesome at the Bunny Ranch? Eric could definitely dish out the insults, and there was nothing better than when everyone on the show, including Artie, would just mercilessly make fun of him. I loved it. Unfortunately, he died in 2014, and he is dearly missed. Okay, so now for the reason why I say bye for now at the end of my videos. And just a side note, according to my analytics, I don't think anyone has ever made it to the end of one of my videos. At least that's what it shows. But if you happen to actually make it to the end of one of my videos, I try to say bye for now. That is because I'm paying tribute to him because, well, Eric used to say that line when he would hang up, and until Howard and them started making fun of him for it, then he stopped doing it. But that was his thing. He always was talking about the Oakland A's and how he loved that team, and I figured he lived in San Francisco or in the Bay Area, but it turned out that he lived in Lincoln, California, and that is the very next city next to Roseville, California, where I live. And I found that out, and this was back in the MySpace days. I actually sent him a couple messages. I just told him that it was so cool that Howard loved him so much, and I asked him if he had a separate phone line to call into the show, and he said he did, and we had a few conversations going back and forth, and I was working up the nerve to ask him if he wanted to hang out or if I could be there when he calls into the show one time, just trying to strike up a friendship. And then he told Howard he would not fly with balloons, and I was so mad that Howard's dream wasn't going to come true. And I consider myself a super fan, but I messaged him one day and I said, "You are a pussy, and I can't believe I ever wanted to be your quote-unquote friend." And looking back, that was really, really harsh. And I'm sure he blocked me right away. But I always felt guilty because I was kind of half joking around. And I was sure that I would run into him one day because we live so close to each other. But I never got the chance. And I never got to apologize to him. And so now, that's why I say bye for now at the end of my videos, because it's kind of like a tip of the hat to him. And yeah, I wish I had a chance to apologize, but life goes on, and I'm sure he's in heaven right now and I shouldn't say having threesomes. Drinking all the Pepsi he can and walking around without a wheelchair. But anyway, that's my story. I'm gonna end this video now. Bye for now.